Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar. Do you want to talk about the worst game release of 2023? Not Gollum, not Kong. No, ladies and gentlemen, a game that might as well be taken to task for straight up lying. Now, I'll comfortably just say that this game to me feels like a proper scam. And boy oh boy, do the people questioning it feel vindicated. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's The Day Before, right? Now, this is one of the most wish-listed games, from what I understand, on Steam at the time. And if you look at their screenshots, whoa, they got zombies, vehicles, interactions with Eddard, ooh, working out, oh, go to the bar with the boys. And if you look into their actual description, they say, The Day Before offers players a uniquely reimagined journey into post-apocalyptic open-world MMO survival set in the present day on the US East Coast following a deadly pandemic. Truly a unique gameplay scenario, one that I've never seen before. Just buy DayZ. It's been the best state it's ever been. You want to buy a game that's like this without paying for actual trash? Just buy DayZ. It's literally in like some of the best state it's ever been. Usually it goes on sale a lot. But anyways, this isn't about which game you should buy. Now, if you look over here, they say that they're an open-world MMO survival. Now, this is a pretty broadly used term. To me, an MMO is something like World of Warcraft. You know, a big game with thousands of players on any server. A game that is truly controlled by its community, the economy, the world. It's a game that is very much led not just by the content within it, but the community that comes back to play it. Now, this game is overwhelmingly negative. 15% of the user reviews for this game are positive. So you know when a game like this, you know when reviews like this get thrown in? It's probably a pile of shit. Now, one of the reviews over here is, this might just be the worst game I've ever played. Going into this expecting maybe a DayZ competitor by getting Tarkov's second cousin that got dropped on its head and rolled down a flight of stairs. The developers should be ashamed of themselves. Turns out it's a real game. Kind of wish it wasn't. This is not an open world MMO, this is a small area extraction shooters. The devs deleted all the old videos showing the open world elements. The city is dead and there are barely any open buildings. There are no survival elements in the game because it's based on an extraction based shooter game like Tarkov. Shame the game could have been the next DayZ. I would not recommend buying the game. Most of the city isn't open anyways. Ah, that's glaringly good when the open world game isn't fucking open. Now, for anybody who's wondering what an extraction shooter game is, think about a game where you drop into a small area, and it's typically an area where you jump in with other players, bots as well too, basically a PvPvE zone, where effectively you basically jump in, you look for loot, sometimes really good loot, and you grab it and you extract with it, right? Now, one of the first games that I remember kind of in this vein was something like Division 2 or Division 1, which is a game that Ubisoft made years ago that has a lot of similarities to what we're about to look at, but generally there were these areas known as dark zones where you would jump into, grab some cool loot, extract it, and then leave the dark zone. And this is just one of the gameplay aspects that obviously years down the road, games like Tarkov, not copied, but built upon, and basically turned it into what is the extraction shooter genre nowadays. And you've got tons of other extraction shooters like DMZ from like Call of Duty. You've got Marathon that's coming around the corner. At this point, nearly everything on Steam, some of the most popular multiplayer games, might as well have an extraction shooter mode built into it. Now, what's really funny about it is even the actual developers for this, at least on their Reddit board, didn't actually know that this was going to be an extraction shooter, or at least lied. Where one of the mods over here is like, hey, Escape from Tarkov 2 incoming. It is not an extraction game. Little did we know, kitten, that it was an extraction game. Oh yeah? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to give this game a bit of a try, but noticing that it peaked at a massive player count of 30,000 players in its 24-hour launch day peak, by the way, now just dropping to 10,000 users, the servers were not functioning. Okay, there are colostomy bags that were able to function better than this game. So initially I then turned to streamers like Dr. Disrespect. I tuned into a stream for a little bit and watched him have just the fucking time of his life. You know, ooh, how excited this man is, putting like 15 shots downrange into a barely animating zombie. Ooh. I've also seen other streamers as well too, other creators, like Angry Joe, who ended up coming across a bug that was so wild that he went into the separate goddamn dimension. Now, a bunch of other streamers tried this, and that's pretty much where my gameplay experience came down into. Because if it's one thing that I genuinely cannot support is a terrible, lying game developer like this. So how do we know that they lied, ladies and gentlemen? Now, when it comes to the actual developer, Fantastic HQ, they write, hey, hold on, this is December 4th, so a couple days before, 0 hour, the game actually launched in early access. To our future player who will dive into the game on the 7th, we made this for you so that you will enjoy the game and it becomes a celebration. It is in fact a celebration, all for the wrong reasons. To a person who didn't believe in us, like me, we made this game for you too. Whew. We accept any kind of criticism and don't hold a grudge against you. Before we continue moving forward together, kindly allow us to note a few things. Please forgive us for not doing the best marketing and teasers. We learn something new and improve ourselves every single day. Please don't accuse us of scamming. That's not true. We didn't take a penny from anyone. Please don't accuse us of asset flip. That's not true also. Please don't underestimate our work. It wasn't easy. We are like you. We worked hard. Yeah, I guess if your level of working hard is me in the morning taking a good old shit, because that's the amount of effort that actually went into producing this game. So I decided what I'm going to do is whip out the old Wayback Machine, and I'm going to look through their channel because there's been a bit of an accusation that they've been hiding some of their original announcement trailers for this game. Now, looking at Fantastic's YouTube channel, you'll notice that, whoa, they don't really have a whole lot of videos, Muda. Well, if we actually go to their old Social Blade over here, this is going to be where the real cherry on top comes out of. You can go to Social Blade, grab their channel right here, so add Fantastic from the URL, drag that shit right in here, and let's see if they've lost some video views. Whoa, what happened way back in February of 2023? They lost 744,000 video views. Whoa, why? How could that be? Obviously, their first video here is the culture of volunteering at Fantastic, which is cool. But if we actually look into their real video channel, you'll find out, whoa, before the culture of volunteering, they had the day before RTX 4K gameplay reveal, some chill out videos, but importantly, their announcement trailer from 2 years ago that got 500,000 views. So to understand, it's time to actually look at what this announcement trailer contained. Why would they remove that? So here I'm going to watch it with you. It is actually mind-boggling how different this game looks from its current release dogshit state to what they initially showed.
Features a huge, stunningly detailed post-apocalyptic world destroyed by a terrible virus.
Running out of fuel.
I'm gonna stop right there. There's some cringy dialogue being mentioned here, but most importantly, you read that in-game footage, work in progress. I love when game developers can just slap that shit in there, because this allows you to do a bullshot. Back in the old days, when I used to be a younger buck, there was a game known as Killzone 2, and back then, bullshotting caught me by surprise. I thought this E3 trailer looked gorgeous. Now, don't get me wrong, Killzone 2 looked great for its time, but back then, it really seemed like, and at least now, you can advertise completely separate builds of a game and get away with it. You know, even looking at something like Watch Dogs 1, where Ubisoft clearly showed a very different game compared to what was eventually released, yeah, this is an industry practice that's never really going to go away. A few developers like Rockstar Games, in my opinion, don't do this. Whatever they show trailer 1 for their video games usually is an in-engine, and it's usually, in most cases, if you go all the way back to GTA 4, 5, and even Red Dead Redemption 2, those are games that when they show trailer 1, the visuals oftentimes get upgraded anyways. But not all the time for every game developer. Watch this trailer.
Apocalyptic world destroyed by a terrible virus.
Running out of fuel.
Great, man. Awesome.
We'll look around here, I guess.
Shall we split up?
Yep.
I'll find out what's in the skyscraper.
Okay, and I'll look around here.
So in this trailer, obviously the visuals are far better than whatever the fuck we are seeing right now in the actual game's release. But obviously, cringy voice acting aside, the game looks great here, right? Like 2 years ago, I can imagine exactly what got people excited. And when you look at vertical slice footage like this, one of the interesting things was when they were getting rated by these, I assume, NPCs. I don't know if they were other players. But again, the actual combat over here looks really, really impressive. And the actual core game isn't like this. It really is matched up to single player experiences like Left 4 Dead, or not Left 4 Dead, but Last of Us Part 2 even. And again, you can see like even the physics are impressive too. Like you've got some smoke effects, explosions are causing a bit of damage, and there actually seems to be a fun game present. You know what's insane about this trailer is it almost feels shot for shot with Ubisoft's Division trailer a decade ago. Watch this.
It might be out inside. Careful.
Alright, let's check this out.
Yeah.
Wow, yep. I'm gonna go in.
Okay. I've got my group heal loaded, so if you guys want to check your skills and switch it up, you can.
Alright, 2 on the left, 1 on the right. Okay, 2 more on the right.
Oh yeah, see him.
Oh yeah, don't worry, this was also bullshit as well too. Yeah, the day before learned from the masters at false and deceptive advertising, Ubisoft. Yeah, clearly the game, as they got closer to release, this is their 10-minute gameplay trailer, which again, if you look at Fantastic's YouTube channel's archive, yeah, a lot of their gameplay just goes away. They had an official 10-minute gameplay trailer. Thank God for GameSpot and IGN for preserving this piece of class action lawsuit evidence. Watch this real quick too. The game itself 10 months ago looked incredibly boring. Like the world is dead and it's actually reflective of the final product. Like don't get me wrong, there's even less zombies from what I understand. If you can even see a zombie in this trailer. Most of this was putting people to sleep. And again, if I'm falling asleep personally watching your trailer and I could sit through all of Shenmue 1 and 2, ladies and gentlemen, your trailer is exceptionally goddamn boring. But if you're looking at the actual gameplay over here, and even the final gameplay, it is effectively just Division. So why would somebody buy this dog shit when they could just buy Division 2, which is actually fun now? You could just buy DayZ, which is actually fun. This is, without a doubt, a misrepresented, straight-up lie, because it's not an open-world MMO. This is actually just an extraction shooter, a type of game that the development team, at least if the Discord moderators are part of it, was something that was never intended to be brought up. This is, in fact, a big piece of lie. This is a deceptive game. And honestly, Valve should probably step in and jump into restricting this dog shit from further being sold to anybody. So yeah, is the core game actually this good looking? Again, it's not. If you actually look at the day one gameplay, it's somehow even more boring. So this is from Willie B, who's showing like the actual zombies right now. And their animation exactly isn't something too crazy. Downright comparing it to what we saw 2 years ago with their announcement trailer, this looks like the alpha footage of the video game. That looked like the final release. This looks like the development alpha build. Now, this game has been through so many delays in the last several years that I was actually even surprised that they launched this game to begin with. Now that said, even if they launched the game and brought it to the actual mainstream, the problem with this release is it's very much, in my opinion, a scam, because there is clear deception in its marketing. There's actually clear deception right now in it being sold. And without a shadow of a doubt, the amount of refunds that are currently being offered shows me that whatever goodwill that these guys had, this no-name development company, is absolutely burned at the stake. You know what's really insane about this game? With how bad of a release it has, you can easily just modify Grand Theft Auto 5 if you truly wanted to, and just use that as the gameplay. I'm probably using gameplay from that throughout this video, depending on how I edit it, just because I want to show a decent game, not a pile of crap. Now again, with this game, ladies and gentlemen, even GTA 5 with a couple mods actually has more enjoyable and good zombie gameplay than whatever you're playing over here. In fact, there are 5 5M servers that offer more open world MMO zombie killing survival gameplay than whatever this game tried to offer. Yeah, this is a situation of the wool being pulled over people's eyes, and again, gamers are smart enough to issue a refund and get their money back. And again, Steam should absolutely step in and prevent titles like this from being sold because they are abject lies. Okay, that's all this game is. Even if it's early access. I know people are going to say, but Luna, it can get better over time. Just stop coping, okay? This is a dog shit lie release in early access. It's not going to get better, okay? And even if it gets better in like a year or 2 years, are you actually okay with that? Paying full fucking price for a title, getting fisted, okay? Like a porn star. And then 2 years later, well, at least it's fun now. Maybe I can jump back in and play it. Is that okay to you? Is that the kind of gaming you want to support? You want another Cyberpunk 2077? That's the world we live in, buckos. Come on now. And you know, when it comes to vertical slices in video games, recently another game, Star Citizen, that I'm interested in had something known as I Held the Line, where they finally showed an update to Squadron 42. God damn, it's been a while since then. I still don't believe anything until I can actually play a video game. None of this gameplay ever matters to me from companies that are releasing their first ever game in a project, even if they have veteran developers, because again, unless there's actually some proof, unless there's actually some history behind it, all of this means nothing. Honestly, with how this game was able to promote itself, the industry itself needs to up its advertising laws or something to prevent shit like this from being advertised the way that it is. Ladies and gentlemen, this is without a doubt one of the worst launches of 2023. And honestly, I feel like anybody who hasn't gotten their refund should get their refund. This game is not going to make a turnaround, and even if it did, that doesn't excuse it for lying about itself to make sales. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mudahar, and yeah, what a trash fire, dude. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. I am out.